Good morning. Welcome back to J&J Farms. Yeah, I got you guys mounted on the ceiling, so I'm just going to record like we are. It's a little bit of a pain to get you guys up there and get everything started. So today we're going to be finally doing the assembly video of the mini shredder. Okay. This is going to be a 2-tweeter, 1 mid/sub build. So basically we'll call it a 2.1 enclosure, but it's not really. So this is just one. We're not going to be doing a pair. I just wanted to show you guys how easy it would be if you wanted to assemble a desktop or a bookshelf style, small, compact, but sort of powerful speaker, okay? So let's get into it. So you can see right here, I've already got, as always, I mark my panels. They're all pre-drilled, ready to go. So we're just going to get into some gluing and getting some screws put in this thing, and we're going to rock on, okay? So we'll probably need, we'll need 1 clamp for sure, and let's see, maybe we'll just get 2 for sure, just to make sure. So we got 1 there. Oh, sorry you can't see me getting them. They're behind you, mounted in the ceiling. And 2. So we'll set those aside. I don't know that we're going to need them for sure, but we're going to try. Okay, so here we go. All right, well, we're going to start with one side. So this is going to be our non-baffle side. This is our baffle side over here. We're going to set it out of the way. And I have things mounted. This is the top, bottom, and that's the back. So we're going to start with the bottom. And all these are going to be front facing. Hopefully that makes sense. The rear panel covers the entire back, so we don't need a lot space for it. Can everybody see me? Yeah, okay. So right there is about where we want to be, which looks really good. We're a little shy on that screw, which I don't like. We may change that. So somehow I got these off, but that one is, right on the edge, which I'm not real fond of. But, all right, we'll figure it out. So, first things first, let's get a little bit of our glue on there. Get her spread out. Like that. Get our handy-dandy brush. I don't know if I think I said something last time, but I really love these brushes. If you guys are going to be getting into this and some other things like it, gluing and whatever, I would suggest these brushes. I abuse them. Like, I leave them full of glue all the time, and you can see, I'm just showing you live. I just pull the glue off. See how the glue just came off of there? Like a little honeycomb. And then look, now the bristles are perfect again. It requires like no maintenance, which is so cool. So, anywho, so let's, not to quote Medea there, get a little bit of our bonding agent on here. Sorry I'm not in a big rush this morning. I'm just going to take my time. If we got to extend this out, we got to extend it out. I'm just not really in a big rush, so. Plus, it seems like when you rush these kind of things, man, you end up making mistakes somehow, and that's just not what I want to do here. Okay. We should have done it upside down, but, hey. So what we're going to do is lean this over, because we need to get one of our clamps on here. So let's see if we can do it one-handed. Like a pro, right? So, all right, so I'm going to start that one right there. And, okay, yeah, I know it's not where it needs to be, but we're going to move it, and this is going to work. So I just put a little bit of tension on it, then I line my board up. And take caution when you're doing this. Now, see, I'm doing this between my screw holes. I'm sure you guys know, but, for those that don't, I'm just trying to help That looks really good, actually. I don't know why we didn't have any glue squeeze out on this side, but so right there, I mean, we're golden. So what we're going to do is just go ahead and screw this one in. Like that. And if you're new, I prefer these. This is a T25 head, 2.5 inch screw. It seems long, but they hold really, really well. So that's more the point of me using them instead of the length. That's all you need right there. See, keep it flush. Keep it, you know, to where it looks good across there. Let's go ahead and get this one in there. It did tilt a little bit, as you've seen, but we're going to run with it. I think it'll be just fine. Don't see any real issues coming out of that. As you can see, I just tapped a little bit till it flushes, and then a little bit of that glue seeps out, and that's all you really need. So this one can come off. See, we got it. We got our joint matched really nicely. So then we can turn it. Hopefully you can see. Let me check your camera. Yep, you guys can see me good. We're going to go straight into this one. Okay. And I am using an 1/8 inch drill bit, if anybody's curious. It just works really good with these screws. You know, so always match what you're doing. Now see here, we got a good layer. Let's just go ahead and, being we're here. Oh, sorry if I'm hitting you with my head. Let's just go ahead and get this little seam done here. Anything you can do ahead of time, you know, while you're on the move, it's just going to save you. So, you know, always keep that in mind. So that looks really good. I'm happy with that. The pieces look good. So, all right, we're going to turn it around. Excuse me, our next thing we're going to be mounting is our rear panel here. It's just going to mount just like that. Seems to be a really nice fit. I'm happy with that. Okay. Well, let's get some glue on it and keep moving, because I'm trying not to use over glue. I know I always harp on, you know, there's no such thing as too much glue. I'm trying to keep my head out of the camera. But you don't want to be under by any means, you know. So that's something that really needs to be accounted for. Need a little bit more on that side there. But you need to take that into high consideration, that it's better to have to, you know, sand off a bunch of glue than it is to have spots that, you know, the glue's going to shrink a little bit when it dries. So it's better to do that than to have, you know, open spots to where, you know, it could affect your acoustics if you have airflow that's moving out of your enclosure, you know. So just remember that. I think that's important. I always try to keep that in mind. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing again. Uh-oh. Ooh, I hit it. I don't know if you guys have ever tried to film and do stuff, but man. Now, I'm actually using 2 hands here, which normally I only have 1. So, I mean, I'm trying not to complain. But why is this being so contrary? I'm not really understanding the problem here. Oh man, it's just being a turd. Well, let's get a little bit of tension on it and see if we can work through it. See how it's just, man, oh man. It's not being nice at all. Well, okay. So, in this kind of instance, you want, I really hate use. Oh, well, there you went. I hit you again. I'm sorry. I don't like using a dead blow, but Sometimes it's just necessary. So, all right, we got that inset. And this thing is being something else today. Okay, let's flip her over. Almost got you in the eye there, didn't I? Okay, let's go down. All right, so now we're flush. We look good there. I don't know. Let's check the bottom real quick. You know, you can always, this glue's really forgiving. I mean, you don't have to, you know, it does, nothing says that you got to make, 30-second connections or blah, 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 So, okay, it looks like we're going to go right here first. We're having the most issues with this corner. We're nice and perfectly flush there. So we're going to go ahead. Whew. Something in there is catching pretty good. It was smoking a little. Yeah, I mean, you see how close we are, but, that's just... Now, you see how I just tapped it a little bit until, she finished. So, that right there turned out pretty good. Happy with that. Our rear panel here is a little ivory. There we go. All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and do the end here. And that way the middle, well, no, let's do the middle. If I do the end, I'll regret it. All right. Got a good cavity there. All I'm trying to do is flush them, okay? Everybody still with me? Everything looking good? Yep, okay. I'm trying to do this fast, so, My kids keep telling me that my videos are too long, so I assume they know more about what they're talking about than I do, so. All right. And again, since we're already here, I'm going to go ahead and do my inseam, get some glue on it. I don't think I covered that enough last time. And, some people asked me about it, so this time I'm trying to really make sure. Can you get a good look there? So, just smear that out. You can use your finger. It's just with my big old fingers, I end up with a big old blob on them, and then I get the glue on everything that I touch. So, keep that in mind. But you're more than welcome. A lot of people do, and your finger's perfect for rounding in the corners over. Let's see if I can get you in a good shot here. Like, here, we'll go ahead and do one. If you stick your finger in there, so you can smooth that out and get a really good surface area. Like that, see? We're going to leave that in there because we don't want it. Oh, all right. Dad jokes. I got them all day. Yep, they're free. Okay, so the next piece is going to be our other side. So let's go ahead and look at it and take that into account. Well, technically, here, let's do it this way. We're going to set this flush because our other panel is going to mount, right on here. I'm so sorry I keep hitting that. I put that in a bad spot, but for all intents and purposes, it was the best spot for what I'm doing. So, bear with me. Just think maybe I'm in California and it's an earthquake. I don't wish that upon nobody, but for all intensive purposes here, we're gonna, I don't really like that saying. I don't know why I use it. Alright, so you want to get a good spread on your glue. See how I'm back paneling that, or back brushing it, just to make sure I get quite a bit on there. I've been watching some guys in the Philippines that build stuff, and man, they'll teach you a lot about just, you know, the conservation of glue and, you know, putting stuff in the right spot, and it's really really cool how they do things. All right, now this is going to be our next panel, which is going to sit on there like that. Now we're setting flush. You know, all is good, all is well, but I still am going to put a clamp on this. That way, when I'm drilling, I know that my holes are being drilled straight. Hopefully you can follow me on that. What do we got here? Looks like we got a bit of a gap there. Okay, well, we'll figure that out. So we're going to put our clamp right there. Hopefully I'm not covering you guys' view up. Let me look